Excuse me. Sorry. Pardon me. Hey listeners, this is Ashley Vivian here, just cutting in to let you know that there is a podcast update at the end of this episode, so please listen all the way through to, hear that update. Or don't. Who am I to tell you what to do? Well, whether or not you listen all the way through, enjoy the rest of this cool music and then enjoy the episode.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Got my umbrella. Got a bag of food and water. Just like Summer said, across the grocery store parking lot, there's a wooden stairway that descends onto the boardwalk. You are still here, right?
Okay, I poured through the pages of this journal reading every single damn entry Sunny wrote, and nothing I've read seems to fit with my invisible attacker. Well, except ghosts and poltergeists, both of which do not fit the bill. And with how the whole fairy kingdom is set up, the only magic that actually works there is, obviously, fairy magic. As fairy dust can basically do anything, invisibility could be possible. But fairies are not human-sized, meaning that's also out of the question. And now I'm bored, because reading is boring. Lena's out and about searching for the mermaid, much to my utter something or another. But if I'm supposed to let her go and do her own thing a little bit, I guess I have to sit this one out and give her some space. I don't like it, but I'll do it. I actually have no idea where Destiny and Clay are at. Clay got a phone call, and then the two of them just left. Never to be heard from again. So I'm just up here, and Summer is downstairs. It's awkward. And you know when I say it's awkward, that it's truly, truly uncomfortable. I mean, it's not like I dislike her or anything. But after showing up here that first night and her being the one telling me that she's withholding information about me until all this is all over, it just sticks like super glue and I can't get it off. 'Cause I just see her face, hear her words, and I suppose I should just suck it up and go downstairs, huh? I mean, if I'm being honest, there's nothing else to do up here. And with all the damage the poltergeist caused, I guess I could help with some of the cleanup. Maybe get a tiny tidbit about my family as a reward. Also, all this reading has made me thirsty.
Just a moment.
Is she having guests? And if she is, can I rescind everything I just said and go back to the guest room?
Oh my, what happened in here? Your house is a mess, Summer.
Trudy, it might be best to know.
I don't mean to come off as rude, but it looks like a tornado passed through.
Something like that. Oh, Tamsin, I see you've come down from the guest bedroom. We have some visitors.
Oh, we won't be staying for too long. I just wanted to check in, and Trudy insisted she'd come with and drop off some more things for Sonny to tinker with at the shop.
It's mostly wine bottles. Actually, it's all wine bottles.
And we always appreciate it. Sonny rather enjoys making light-up wine bottle centerpieces. Please, come in. I apologize for the mess. Last night was... well, I'd rather not talk about it.
Sup?
Allow me to do the introductions. Tamsin, of course you know Ernest. This is his wife, Trudy.
Hello!
And this is one of their daughters, Tabitha. How have you been doing, Tabitha? Enjoying your summer break?
I actually go by Tibby now. Tibby, don't be rude. And please, put your phone away. But Mom! Fine. I've been good. Thanks for asking.
I remember that parental glare all too well. One of my foster parents would just shoot me that look just for breathing.
Whatever.
And this is Tamsin.
The one and only.
She and her friend Lena have been staying with us the past week.
How nice. I do believe I remember Lena coming into my bakery a couple times. Such a sweet young lady. So tell me, Tamsin, how do you know the Williams family? You look like you could be Destiny's age.
Oh, well, here's the funny thing. We all met for the first time the same night me and Lena started staying here. Which was... hey, that was a week ago today. How time flies.
Summer, are you telling me that you invited strangers into your home? Do you know how dangerous that is? I was watching this true crime show last night and his family invited two young...
Trudy, dear, how about you take the box to the kitchen?
Don't you find this the least bit suspicious, Ernest? Summer, we need to talk about how trusting you are. Do you know how many families are murdered because...
I promise you, Trudy, Tamsin and Lena have been nothing more than helpful. Them being here is... well, we don't need to get into that. Let's just go to the kitchen and sort through these bottles, shall we? Did you really drink all this wine in a week?
Of course not. It was a week and a half.
Follow your ma, Tibby.
But, Dad, I don't want to go. All they do is stand around and talk about boring adult stuff. Can't I just go in the living room and watch TV?
With the rain still pouring outside, we're not staying long here. Just help your ma out, please.
Fine. The TV is probably broken anyways with how shitty it looks in here.
Language, young lady.
Whatever, Dad.
Ugh, kids these days. Am I right?
You're telling me. Surprisingly, she's the most agreeable one of the lot. But she's only 10, so there's still time for that to all change. When Summer called last night, I didn't believe it was this bad. I know poltergeists are mischievous and all, but this is something else.
Yeah, when I think of mischief, I think of egging a house or setting a flaming bag of number 2 on the doorstep. Poltergeists sure don't mess around.
Tamsin, while I'm here, I actually wanted to tell you 2 things that I didn't get the chance to the other night at the bar.
Yeah, I might have gotten just a tish bit drunk.
Does a tish bit drunk involve dancing on tables now?
Hey now, if you can believe it, Destiny started it. And those Celtic tunes you play are kind of a bop.
Well, to steer this conversation away from a table dancing mood, first off, Tamsin, I just wanted to give you a proper thank you on behalf of all us monsters living here in Breanna's Haven. I'm not this town's mouthpiece by any means, but I know this sentiment to be true. This place here has become a home for many of us. A place for new beginnings, for families. And the fact that you're here helping protect it by taking on the perilous tasks being assigned to you, even at the cost of your own life, is worthy of all the praise and respect I can muster up. And then some. You have my deepest gratitude.
I don't know if you know this, Ernest, but all this challenge and faction stuff, yeah, it wasn't my choice, so you probably want to hold off on giving me any sort of credit.
Oh, I know this very well. Yet, you're still here, ain't you?
Again, not much of a choice.
Just take the compliment. I don't think you quite grasp how important this is, or how important you are.
Because I'm half and half? Well, I have never said that before, and I never will again.
Anyways, I'm just gonna show you the second thing. Here it is. You can hold it in your hand if you wanna.
Am I seeing things? Or is this a genuine can of caffeined cola? I mean, it has the same gold color, the same scratchy brown lettering. It even has the little fiend character with their cheeky smile and slightly obscene gesture. Caffeined cola is the only brand of soda pop out there that hasn't conformed to the peer pressures of other sodas by being sold in an aluminum can. Glass bottles forever and always, while plastic bottles be damned. Or, at least I thought so. How is this thing real? Is it magic? Did you really conjure up a magical can of cola for me?
It's not magic, that I can guarantee. I remembered you mentioning your little scavenger run. A few decades ago, they did a limited run with aluminium cans before going back to glass bottles. I don't drink the stuff, mind you, and I only have it available for mixed drinks and as a non-alcoholic option at the bar. However, the year of its release, I was visited by a very important figure from our community, if you know what I mean. I was instructed by her to acquire at least one of these cans before they were discontinued, that in the future I would have a reason to own this can of soda pop. Actually, not the oddest request I've had in my time, and I knew that since she said it, it would be important one day. And I suppose that day is today.
It's beautiful.
When you and Destiny complete all the challenges and have secured the Nexus's power for the Williams family once again, it'll be all yours. Think of it as a little incentive for all your trouble.
I don't know if I'm more excited about this can of soda or my origin story. Right now, I will say it's a tie.
Promise me this, lad. Watch out for Destiny, okay? Things are only gonna get more difficult for her from here on out. especially at the end of it all.
I think our girl with gold eyes will be fine. I mean, you've been talking to me today like Destiny is my sidekick, not the other way around. I am her designated witness, after all.
Well, as her sidekick, designated witness, friend, then, just keep an eye on her. I know she's strong, but we all have our weak points.
Yeah, even the mightiest feel vulnerable and out of control sometimes. Believe me, I've seen it firsthand. I promise I'll keep my 2 not gold eyes on her.
Thank you. You know, I think you've been a good influence on her. At the bar after Camilla Drake's defeat, I'd never seen her that happy before. She seemed full of life for once, instead of loathing her very existence.
But who knows if we'll ever see that shot-swigging, table-dancing side of Destiny ever again.
At the end of all this, let's hope so.
The way each raindrop produces a ripple, making a brief impression on the lake's surface before quickly disappearing. Where did you go?
So then I was like, hey, you alright? You've been real quiet.
I'm fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine.
Are you still freaked out by what happened at the beach on the other side of the lake?
No! Okay, yeah, I am. I mean, we're just out here taking a rainy stroll around the lake, breaking in our brand new umbrellas, and she's just sitting there in the sand, umbrella-less, getting completely drenched.
Yeah, that was a little off-putting how she was just sitting there completely motionless at the lake's edge, wasn't it? Maybe she just likes the rain.
Nobody likes the rain that much. And all I did was walk up to this young woman wearing nothing but a completely drenched summer dress and ask if she was okay.
I know, I was there. And instead of saying something like, no thanks, or piss off, weirdo, she hissed at you. Like, she actually hissed at you.
Right? And it was so feral, and I guess it just really got to me.
She was probably offended by this incredibly offensive orange jacket you're wearing. I mean, you look like a walking traffic cone.
Yeah, not even sure why I bought this in the first place. I don't even like neon orange.
And maybe she didn't like it either, hence her aggressive reaction to your presence. Or maybe she's actually one of those monsters that live among us in Breanna's Haven. I mean, did you see her hair? It was completely white. You should be glad that she didn't try to eat you.
Now you're just being judgy. You don't know what she has going on in her life. I should have just minded my own business. And, that's just a legend, right? As if these monsters are actually real. I've lived here all my life and haven't seen a single one.
But the Williams family still lives here in town, right? And also, haven't you seen some people sporting those weird tattoos? You know, the ones with the letter B, and the circles, and the 4 symbols that look very witchy.
My mom's house is right down the street from them, and yeah, she admits they're a little kooky, but also very nice. Like, last week, there was apparently a pack of wolves on their property. No one saw them or anything, but they heard all this howling, and then yesterday, there was this buzzing that was...
And that doesn't sound off any supernatural alarm bells in your head. I saw Destiny Williams once, you know, the supposed girl with gold eyes. I wanted to talk to her and ask her about her family and stuff, but I totally chickened out. She had this look on her face, and with those piercing gold eyes, it's like she was staring glowing golden daggers at me.
I'm pretty sure her eyes are a glorified hazel at best. And contrary to what some people may think, Destiny is not that scary, and actually kind of nice. A little reserved, but nice nonetheless. I don't know. The Williams may be weird, but they don't seem like the monster fighting turned monster protecting types. And with the tattoos, I'm pretty sure it's just part of some trendy, trend, you know? Because of the Breanna's Blessed Birthday celebration that happens every August.
Or the monsters have been living among us this whole time. By the way, are you planning on going to that next weekend?
Well, she's at the beach then. And still not being the most social type. I knew she wouldn't leave.
This is different. Didn't take you as a caffeine drinker.
Believe me, I have been fighting the urge to drink something a lot stronger than soda. But drinking a glass, or even a bottle of wine, wouldn't do anyone any good. As made clear by the complete disarray down here, it seems like we need to keep vigilant at all times. In normal circumstances, I would be sitting here with a cup of tea. But as you and I can see, our circumstances are clearly not normal. Well, as close to our brand of normal anyway.
Yeah, I saw you earlier, sweeping up the shards of broken teacups and teapots from the toppled-over cabinet in the dining room. I'm really sorry that happened.
These sorts of incidents are to be expected now, unfortunately. I was far more concerned about Clay's and Lena's well-being. Both of them are okay, which has put my mind at some ease. I'm actually surprised that you came down here, knowing that it would only be the two of us in the house. That's why I took out this old portable stereo that had been collecting dust in the back of my closet. I needed something to fill this overwhelming quiet. We've hardly shared any sort of conversation after... well, you know.
Yeah, I know. It seems like one thing after another keeps happening. But, you're here, I'm here. Might as well get down to that talking you think we need.
I appreciate you giving me a chance to speak with you. And yet, now that I have the opportunity, I don't even know how to begin. It's conversations like these where I wish I had a cup of my special tea blend.
Listen, I know it's not your fault. Not totally your fault, anyway. It would have been nice to know ahead of time the price I needed to pay to get the answers I want. But then again, I suppose getting that message to almost rhyme too would have been a chore.
Another jab at my poetry, I see. I knew I should have taken creative writing in high school.
As someone who can barely write a haiku, I use my jabs when I can. At least you made an effort sending this cryptic little postcard my way. Whether it rhymed or not, it still worked, didn't it? I mean, look at me. I took the bait and am still dangling from that damn hook.
I'm so sorry, Tamsin. I know I've said it so many times to you at this point, sounding just as broken as our now actually broken record player in the living room, but I truly mean it. If there was another way around it, I would have done that instead. But this is how it has to be. Not to be overly dramatic, but if I'm not careful, anything I say to you, any word that comes out of my mouth, could very well change the outcome of everything we're trying to accomplish here.
Can I ask one question?
Of course.
I mean, if this is gonna affect the course of history as we know it, you don't have to answer, but are they at least alive?
Are your parents still alive?
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to make sure that if they aren't dead and buried, I can prepare a very short and sweet piece before I get the fuck out of here, you know? Like, having something written down so I don't get tongue-tied in the moment and look like a total doofus. Also, if they are dead and buried, first off, allow me a moment to be fucking pissed off that I've been dragged here for...
Your parents are alive, Tamsin.
Okay, cool. No further questions.
May I ask, what was growing up for you like? Without knowing your family?
Well, I'm gonna need to take a drink of this non-alcoholic beverage before I start to delve into that shit. Well, the story of Tamsin starts off simple. After I was born, I was abandoned, left at a church with a blanket and a name. Or at least that's what I like to say to everyone who asks, because I was a baby. It's not like I remember those details. Was I dropped off at a church or a hospital? Or a fire station? Who knows? Did I have a blanket? I sure don't have it now. And my name? What kind of name is Tamsin, anyway? But it all doesn't matter anyway, because there was no family around to tell me otherwise. I'll spare you a sob story and just say this. Little Tamsin was passed around like a hot potato from home to home, never stayed long, never felt like family. Until that one fateful day where I met Lena and her dad, and things started to finally fall into place for me. I'll admit that this is gonna sound sappy as shit, but staying at the Howell house with the two of them, now that felt like where I was always supposed to belong. So yeah, I suppose I came into this world with a bit of a rough start, but after some time, it really smoothed out for me. I was lucky that way. Most kids who are in the same boat don't get that. Then again, I also don't think most kids have the added thing of being, half fairy, but whatever. And even though the questions of who my parents were, or what my parents were, and why they left me, and why do I have these translucent wings that grow out of my back, plagued my thoughts during slow shifts at Beans and Weens, I just kind of accepted that maybe for some questions in life, you don't get to have the answers. Besides, I had my family now. Why should I give this family that abandoned me a second thought? That is, until your postcard came in the mail and changed the course of my life forever.
I'm sorry, but you worked at a place called Beans and Weens?
That's what you picked up on? Yeah, I was hired in high school and worked there for almost 10 years, serving up overpriced coffee and hot dogs to the masses. Yep, you heard me correctly. Coffee and hot dogs. I mean, you wouldn't think it, but surprisingly, hot dogs do go well with coffee. Don't knock it until you try it. During the fall, there's this pumpkin bread hot dog bun that pairs so well with a pumpkin spice coffee drink and...
I'm sorry if it seems like I'm not listening. I am, I promise. It's just... listening to you talk just now. Everything you went through in your young life, and how I played a big part in keeping you away from here, from your family. I'm truly sorry, Tamsin.
Hey, it's okay. Like I said, things got a lot better for me. Don't you see how I turned out?
It's just hard to sit here and look at you.
Ouch. I mean, I'm not that ugly.
That's not what I meant at all. Tamsin, do you know how I felt when I first saw you that night?
Well, you were very friendly and welcoming. Even gave me a really nice high five, which is why I was so confused when... Nope, not gonna bring it up.
I'm glad that was your initial perception of me. However, how I presented myself to you was not an accurate representation of all the overwhelming feelings I was keeping bottled up inside. I may have appeared collected and put together, but deep down, every fiber of my being was just about as chaotic as the state this house is currently in.
Really? Damn, you sure must know how to tell a good lie.
When you live with secrets all your life, it becomes almost too easy to lie, to come up with tales to tell yourself, to become convinced that the fibs you've been telling for years are actually truths. With some help, I have deluded myself many times to believe my fiction was actually a fact. It has helped me cope throughout the years. Especially when it comes to Sonny's cooking. I just don't have it in my heart to tell him the truth. That his food is terrible.
Yeah, as someone who eats everything on her plate, even I was having trouble that one night you let him don a chef's hat. I was actually convinced that you liked it and thought I was the problem. And I'm never the problem when it comes to food.
Like I said, my lines for fact and fiction are so blurred at this stage in my life. What's real and what's not? It's hard to tell. I'm an actor in a life I have created, just simply playing my part.
I'd be careful if I were you. One of these days you may slip up and all your lies will come tumbling down.
Oh, I'm well aware. That day will be here very soon, I just know it. But, Tamsin, I know this journey to find your family has been tough for you, particularly because of me. I just hope that when this is all over, that when you finally do meet them, you will be able to forgive me.
I mean, probably. Like I told Destiny, as much as I hate being here in Breanna's Haven, I also kinda like being here in Breanna's Haven. It's very conflicting, I know. But what about you?
Excuse me?
I mean, from what I've heard about your family from Lena, you were basically forced to stay here to prepare your daughter, Miss Girl with Gold Eyes, for some epic magical showdown. Do you actually like being here after all that? Isn't there a Mr. Summer Williams around to help you?
And this is where I truly wish I had my special blend of tea right now. Well...
Sorry, I didn't mean to pry or anything.
Let's just say he and I have specific reasons for not involving each other in our own separate lives. That, and Destiny has had no desire to get to know him, which definitely has taken quite the burden off my shoulders. As for your original question, I suppose I don't know my answer. I was 18, surprisingly the youngest of my ancestors to have a baby. My mother was able to make it to 35 before I was born, if you can believe that. And my grandmother Louise, the most reckless of us all, still waited 3 more years than I did to have a child. Before Destiny, I loved it being able to witness magic. Real magic was something special for me. To help my family with all we are tasked with by being born a Williams was something I found rewarding. Not this burden that my mother constantly complained about while living here. Some days I wondered if I was simply blinded by all the whimsy around me, perhaps even under a spell of sorts. But no. While the rest of our family averted their eyes, I looked to our family's mission with my eyes wide open and knew that I had the compassion and understanding to give to those who desperately needed it. Because of that, I have been to so many magical places. Met so many wonderful monsters. Breanna's Haven has been all I've ever known. And even though I am the mother of the girl with gold eyes, I don't think I would change it. At least, with how everything is right now.
You know, I always hear Williams this and Williams that. You would think that with you being said Williams, said ancestors of the Breanna Williams, you'd have like a castle on top of a hill. Don't get me wrong, this house is already incredible. Or, well, was before last night, and sorry I brought that up again. And the fact that you have had this incredible house and don't have to pay a cent on it is like a fucking sweet deal. But like, why not a castle? Or even just, like, settling for a mansion.
It has always been about blending in as best we can, having some sort of facade of normalcy. Also, now with a little bit of retrospect on our side, Having a poltergeist attack in a castle or even a mansion will require far more cleaning.
I'll drink to that. To think that we are both here right now in the midst of a battle over a very powerful source of magic. You, the mom of this destined magical badass. And me, the ill-begotten progeny that resulted from a human lady and a fairy guy doing the nasty.
What did you say?
Doing the nasty. You know, like S-E...
No, I'm well aware of what that means. What I'm asking about is what you said before that.
Oh, well, when I was talking to Sunny while getting my Breanna's blessing, he said that clear wings are not a fairy thing. He figured that since fairies inherit their mom's wing color, having clear wings would mean that Mama Tamsin is human. And after reading his journal today, confirming that yes, wing color comes from the mom, it only makes sense that I have a human mom and a fairy dad. Also, I learned that while fairy dust, which I still, for the life of me, can't figure out how to use, by the way, can literally let you do anything, the scariest thing about a fairy is their long, needly fingers that if they poke you, you'll be knocked out cold for a while. And that's from Sunny's personal experience, of which he seems to have many personal experiences getting attacked or injured by monsters.
Does his journal really say that? Oh, Sunny. Well, Sunny and his journal are giving you misinformation, Tamsin. It's a fact that fairies inherit their wing color from their father. It's an easy mix-up to make.
I mean, he did say he wasn't sure when he first told me about it. And should we really trust everything we read?
I also have far more experience with the fairy kingdom than Sunny does. How else do you think I amassed all the teaware I have? Had, I mean.
Can't argue with that. To think that we are both here, right now, in the midst of a battle over a very powerful source of magic. You, the mom of this destined magical badass. And me, the ill-begotten progeny that resulted from a human guy and a fairy lady doing the nasty. Speaking of the nasty, I'm pretty sure the Fairy Queen and Fairy King were flirting with you at the tea party.
You picked up on that. Yes, that's just how the two of them tend to behave around me. I've known them for years, and they still find it so amusing to try and get me flustered. If you could just pretend that you didn't see any of that.
All right. I'll spare you from embarrassment. This time.
I appreciate it. I also appreciate you sitting down and talking to me. I know it probably wasn't the conversation you were looking for, but just being able to sit here with you and talk a little bit, it felt right.
I mean, I'm still down to chat.
Really?
Yeah, I got nothing else going on. Can't promise I won't try and ask some roundabout questions to sneakily get more answers about my parents, though.
Well, you can certainly try.
Oh, here's a question not relating to me at all. That's kind of been on my mind. How did the Williams last name stick around all this time?
Breanna's daughter, my great-great-grandmother, was unmarried. But her daughter actually ended up marrying a Williams. Not related to any of us, of course. And then the infamous Granny Lou had her husband take her last name.
As she should have.
And as for my mother, she never married my father, but the two of them are currently living...
Okay, can we quickly address the whole family abandoning family thing you all have going on? I mean...
There she is, completely drenched, sitting at the water's edge. She's just staring at the lake. If I walk up to her, will she run away? I'm gonna take that chance. This is a cute little beach, don't you think? I'm sure when it's a sunny day, this place is just crawling with all kinds of people doing all sorts of things. Swimming, making sandcastles, even just getting a nice tan. But on the rainiest of days, I guess it's just the two of us here under this umbrella. I went to the grocery store and bought you a couple things, just in case you didn't eat anything since last night. In that bag there's a bottle of water, some salt and vinegar chips, and a tuna sandwich. Might be kind of stereotypical, what with all the salt and fish, but since we never got around to talking about favorite foods, I just made a guess or two.
Why did you come after me?
Why did you leave?
You know I was being held prisoner in that bathroom, right? Isn't my decision obvious? I finally got out. Of course I would leave.
Then Clay was right.
Right about what?
Right about you using me this whole time. And about me being so stupid for falling for it. You talked to me, showed more interest in what I like than most people have in the past, said all the right things, and all so you could just run away at the first opportunity. You were holding out, weren't you? Just waiting for me to give in and unlock the door. But then last night's disaster became your opportunity and gave you an easy way out. I should have seen this coming, but Clay said it's not my fault, but I think they're wrong about that. I knew exactly what I was doing the entire time. It's not like I was under some sort of mind control, right? I mean, it's just a song. How can a song have so much power?
Song?
The one that I heard you humming. Your siren song, or whatever you use to lure people to do your bidding before you kill them. What's so funny?
Siren song? That's what you think I was humming? If I sang the siren song to you, you wouldn't be able to come to that conclusion in the first place. You'd be dead by now.
Then what were you...
The song I was humming, it's a lullaby. A melody that mermaid and siren mothers sing to their daughters. As for why I've been humming it, perhaps for reassurance, or some semblance of comfort. I don't know.
So, all this time, it was just a regular song?
Yeah, it was just a regular song. The Sisters of the Sea, my sisters, that's where I belong. Or belonged, I should say. I ran away from them that night, the same as I had done many nights before. Every attempt I made to free myself from my faction, my family, I was soon found and returned back home. That is, until I was captured by Destiny Williams.
Why did you want to leave in the first place? Is it 'cause you didn't want to be, well, bad? I don't mean to be judgy, but with everything Destiny told us about...
Contrary to what Destiny Williams may think, the sisters aren't the same monsters from hundreds of years ago. We changed our ways, now even having a peaceful arrangement with her family, and she knows all of this. But after one... Never mind. Even though we're not those monsters anymore and have adapted to a completely new lifestyle, it doesn't change the fact that I long to live a life that doesn't align with theirs. Remember when you told me why you like to read so much? That it gives you the chance to step into someone else's shoes. That's what I've been looking for. A chance to walk, to run, to live a simple, independent human life. But because sisterhood is the most important thing for us mermaids and sirens, every attempt to run away was met with them finding me and bringing me back home. With them reminding me that I'm still so young, that when I get a little bit older, a little bit wiser, I'll understand how important our sisterly bond is. That's why I needed to kill...
So you planned on killing Tamsin all on your own?
Not specifically, but someone allied with Destiny Williams, someone whose death would break the pact between the Sisters of the Sea and the Williamses family. If I were to kill someone, then my big sisters would have had no choice but to exile me. That's why I did it.
And what if your plan didn't work, huh? What if it just ended up getting you killed in the process?
Then at least I tried.
You're very nonchalant about this. Okay, but then explain to me why I was so drawn to you. Why I broke the rules to visit you.
I don't know the answer to that. Fate? Free will? What I do know is that you're a kind person, Lena. Maybe even too kind. You give chances to those who others wouldn't bother with. At first, I thought maybe it was out of contempt or even pity, but as you opened up like those very books you read all the time, I knew that wasn't the case. What you were saying to me was genuine. You took the time to sit and talk to me even though I didn't deserve it. I tried to kill your best friend, and yet you wanted to understand why before persecuting me. You even considered what I did as an act against my own volition before directing all the blame at me. My sisters, who I've known my entire life, never showed me any understanding for anything I've done. For anything I've wanted to do. But you, this very curious individual, decided to break the rules and give me that chance. You're truly one of a kind, Lena. That's why I hesitated before leaving. It's why I like you.
Like me as in... Actually, don't answer that. 'Cause guess what? Even though you're saying all these really nice things, at the end of the day, you still left. Why?
I still thought that maybe my failed plan worked. That I disrupted the Williamses family enough to be disowned by the Sisters of the Sea. So I came out here waiting for them to find me again. I sat out here all night, and they've yet to come. I'm sure it's this Breanna's blessing on my foot that's been keeping me hidden. Who knows? Who knew that all I needed to do was just ask for the Williamses' help, just like every other monster here has. Seems obvious now.
So what do you plan on doing now, then?
I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Let me ask you this first. What's your favorite color?
What?
It's such a silly question, I know, but it's one that everyone always seems to ask. You said your sisters never showed you any kind of understanding, right? And while I tried to get you to talk about yourself many times, you never told me a single thing about yourself while I practically told you my life story. Now it's your turn. I mean, it only seems fair, don't you think? And I promise I won't ask any super deep personal questions, but just for some very small details about you. What you like, what you don't like, maybe even the lyrics to the lullaby you were humming this whole time. If you're okay with it, of course. You're more than welcome to tell me to zip it, but I genuinely want to know more about you. That is, if you plan on sticking around here for a little bit longer.
The idea of having a favorite color seems silly to me. But if I had to pick, it'd be orange, I think.
Okay, not what I expected, but noted. Next question. What's your favorite food? And do you...
Hey listeners, if you listen to Intro Ashley and are still here listening to my voice right now, hey! And now I'm going to take it down a notch and do a more serious talk here. I am here to tell all of you that this will be the last episode of the podcast. Yes, this will be the last episode, and yes, it is ending on a cliffhanger-ish thing, which you all know how much I don't like cliffhangers, but yeah, this is the end of our adventure in Breanna's Haven, at least for now. There are a lot of factors into my decision on why I am ending the podcast here, but we don't need to get into that. All I will say is this: not all stories are guaranteed an ending. Yes, when we read or listen to a story, we expect it to end, and sometimes it's not a happy ending, and sometimes it just doesn't have really an ending at all, and it's just abruptly over, and you're left questioning, wait, isn't there supposed to be more? And as tragic as that is, sometimes that's just how life is, and not everyone's story gets to have a perfect, neatly wrapped up ending. And sadly, that's what this podcast is going to be. So I'm just going to now say a bunch of thank yous to people, and yeah, here we go. First off, Samantha. Yes, Samantha, the one who trapped me in the abyss, giving me tapes constantly, the antagonist to my protagonist. Just kidding. Samantha, without you, this podcast wouldn't even be anything. You have put so much time and so much effort editing all the dialogue and the effects and the music, and I just thank you so much for all of that. I put you through so many tedious edits. Add an extra second pause here, add an extra second pause there. Not that it really mattered, but in my mind, it certainly was important. And yet, even though it was probably obnoxious, you did it anyway. And I appreciate you so much for everything you've done. Without you, there would be no podcast. Without you, there would be no Breanna's Haven. And of course, there would also be no Breanna's Haven if not for all the incredible voice actors who have worked on this podcast. Ugh, they are all so talented, don't you think? These people are the characters that I written down on paper, well, not on physical paper, on a laptop, but they became the characters that I wrote down, that I envisioned in my head, and I could have not asked for a better cast. They brought so much life to the words that I put down, and I will be forever grateful for them taking their time to work on this. And I'm going to apologize that I may have mispronounced your names in the credits, and I'm sorry about that, but regardless, thank you all so much for all the work you did, and for lending me your talent. I am truly honored by all of you. And lastly, I would like to thank you, the listener. Yes, you. I'm looking right at you. You can't see me because this is audio, but I'm looking at you. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. When I first started this, I didn't think that I would have people actually listening to it. Maybe my mom. Just kidding. As if she would really listen to what I have to say. Just kidding, Mom. I appreciate you doing voice work in this episode. But seeing that people were actually listening to this podcast, it really warmed my heart. Like, wow, somebody actually listens to a story that I'm telling? Wow, that's really all I can say. And to people who have listened all the way through, are still listening right now, and even to those who listened to the first episode and were like, that's not for me. Thank you. Because without you, I don't think I would have gotten this far. So now, here is the last question. Just like the title of this episode, how do we move on from here? Well, we just do. Life keeps moving forward, so we keep moving forward too. We keep trying, we keep striving, we keep failing, we keep excelling, we keep doing everything we can with this life that we have. Tomorrow's another day, so we'll see what happens. Thank you for listening to my unscripted bit right here, and I appreciate all of you, and we'll see what the future holds, I guess. So, without further ado,